Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the US World Cup 2024 round of 32. It's me again, Fiery Rage. I'm going to be joined this time by Demarsh for our next match, China versus Japan. How's it going, Demarsh?
Hello, Fiery. It's going well. It's going really well. This match between China versus Japan, one of the more interesting matchups we've seen from these two teams. They've got a bit of a history, of course, in the World Cup. Of course, meeting all the way back in 2015 in the group stage, where China was victorious there 4-1. They didn't play each other again for 5 years until 2020, when Japan had that stellar team in 2020 and beat them in the quarterfinals. But then last year, of course, China faced them at the exact same stage as today. And they won on a tiebreaker from 5-4. But looking at these teams, there's a couple of differences from this year and last year, most notably with Japan opting to swap out 4 of their players, including some of their most notable members, Kongon Kinokon, Rolpan, Varvalion, and Invoker, whereas China have had less success with swapping out their members, just Ains Alanzu and Survivor X4. So China definitely on paper look like the strongest team, not just out of the qualifiers, but in terms of having a more defined roster. I mean, of course, you've got names like Crystal and David Q2 on this team, which really stand out, but some real great history between these teams. I'm really excited to see how far they go today.
And for those unaware, the Lolols have their own names that we will probably refer to them by for the rest of the match. We have Karumi, I believe, is 234. David QT is 235, I believe. And then I forgot who 233 is.
Milk Tea.
Milk Tea, yes. So those are probably what we're going to be referring to them throughout the match from now on. Worth noting, though, you did say Japan swapped out a lot of their players. It is worth noting, outside of the very heavy loss of Varvalion, they did get Haga back, Sina. Haga, well known for kind of just beast moding in terms of leaderboard farming. Always see him at the top of the leaderboard, especially on insane difficulties. Very good at low-level consistency, which is what round of 32 is. So this could still be very interesting.
Yeah, it should be an absolutely fantastic match. And again, of course, we talked about last year. They had a fantastic matchup going all the way to the tiebreaker, and I know people really want to see this tiebreaker play between two teams. So this is a matchup that's fielded it before, so maybe we'll see it again. But getting into our roles now, China have won it, so they will choose the second pick option. I'll kick off the bans as well. Hard Rock 1 out.
Not too surprising. See Hard Rock 1 banned out. Hard Rock is generally what Japan did the best on. They got number 8 overall on Hard Rock 2. So kind of surprising not to see Hard Rock 2 banned, honestly, but not surprising to see at the very least a Hard Rock ban there. Japan opting to ban Speed. Despite Haga being introduced here, Japan overall as a team, not necessarily the best consistency-wise on that sort of skill set, at least compared to China, who have a lot more well-rounded speed players, getting number 7 on DT2 in the qualifiers, so not too surprising to see some form of speed ban. Granted, more finger control than speed, but...
There you go, DT3 ban as well for Japan. Not really surprising either when you look at the scores from China across all of DT. Very consistently outperforming Japan on those kind of rosters, and it's very interesting as well. China's roster this year definitely seems to be built around having more specialists in DT, and of course you've got the core lineup of players like Crystal and Milk Tea and David Q2 taking up the majority of the slots in mod categories and regular no mods. So expect to see Japan opting for more of a different methodology. They tend to be fielding players for specific maps, so you may see lineups completely different between different no mod maps and etc. Outside, of course, Teachy. I imagine Teachy will be here for most of the maps for Japan, whereas China will probably stick with most of their core roster, at least 2 per map.
Now let's just get this out of the way. Nomad 1, we love anime. Japan loves anime too. The country of anime. Let's just get it out of the way. I don't want to see or talk about this map ever again. Please. The background is not lying on this. Chiv ruined pooling. Why is this here?
Because if they're going to troll anywhere, it might as well be on Nomad 1, right? Rather than something people actually enjoy, right? Right.
Oh my god. Nomad 1, it's your bystander aim. Slot pooling is dead, but Nomad 1 remains. Hope you like aim. That's basically the story of this map.
Yeah, it stands the test of time. The old aim mechanics. It is the aim of the game, as they say. I'm sorry.
You tried. I'll give you credit for that. Yeah, rosters, not too surprising. Laplas, known for being a pretty well-known aim player in Japan, I believe. Previous name, A-Blue, if you're familiar with them. Crystal, David Q2, and Milk Tea on the side of China. Also not too surprising to see them in for an aim map. So we'll see how this goes. Japan's first pick.
Yeah, so kicking things off. Quite nice little intro here for us on this Nomad 1. And we're going to be getting straight into those back and forth 1-2s, which is pretty much 80% of this map. It's actually probably closer to 90. There's not much variety, is there?
There's not really any slow part either in this map in particular. It's pretty much just constant aim. There is a bit of a diff spike, I think, near the middle part where it gets a bit bursty, but outside of that, this is fairly consistent. This is just your this is your standard aim consistency test for the most part. If you like aim, you'll like this map. And so far, trades from either side. Stone on the side of Japan and David on the side of China. But overall, fairly equal, all things considered.
Yeah, everyone's settling into a nice, solid state right now. As we're going to look for that deciding break. Who's going to flip it for one team or the other? And Stone coming up with another miss. Is it traded by China? That's the question. No. Doesn't appear to be as we reach the halfway point of the map. So China establishing a nice lead here on Japan's first pick, which is not the position they want to be in at this stage.
Z98 as well, dropping a miss. It's going to be giving Japan the combo lead here. It's not going to be shifting over quite yet, especially with Stonebream missing there, but that was the miss they already had, so not going to be the worst thing ever. And Milk Tea as well, dropping the FC on these full screen jumps here. No one on the side of Japan trading that. No one missing on the side of Japan throughout that entire part outside of Laplas. YMD and Teachy holding on to the FC's. Crystal is gone, and this is going to be a Japan win. Just off that alone.
Yeah, really tricky pattern there. And of course the spacing has increased slightly at this stage towards the end of the map, but other than the intensity of the map, it's more or less the same. More aim, and Japan coming in with 2 FCs. Incredible stuff from them.
No, Teachy breaking the SS the last 2 notes!
Oh, what?
No!
Oh, Teachy, no.
He missed. He got the 100 on the second to last note. No! That's so tragic, oh my god. Japan winning their first pick. Power of anime on their side. God is my witness. Thank God we don't have to listen to that song ever again this match.
That's it. Never again.
So we get into Hidden 2, the low AR hidden pick.
Yeah, Hidden 2. It's just quite a generic hidden 2, really. There's not that much to kind of get into. It's not AR 7.5 anymore. It's back up to AR 8, but it's a very accessible low AR aim map. There's some streams, but they're not spaced enough that they're not necessarily going to cause a problem for a lot of players. So it's all about consistency, really, with this one, trying to bring home a good score for your team.
In terms of a head-to-head matchup in qualifiers, Hidden 2 actually was fairly even, I'd say, for these teams. About a 400k difference, which isn't horrible in terms of qualifiers. So could go either way, but China obviously feeling fairly confident on it.
Yeah. Again, it's something that I think they definitely have some great strengths towards, as well as the consistent roster to back it up. I don't think Japan made any substitutions with their sort of Hidden 2 roster for this kind of thing. So it should be Teachy and Stonebream definitely coming in alongside Rikuma and probably Antolin for this one. And yeah, it is.
Exact same roster on the side of China, so no changes there. Who would have thought that the AIM players on the side of China are also the low AR players on the low AR hidden map, which is primarily AIM.
It's weird how that works.
That's crazy.
But yes, getting into this. China first pick. Obviously hoping for a nice, clean, easy first map victory, but yeah, the Japanese side, they definitely have some potential on this map. They just need to see if they can get a good score, because they are looking like they're going to struggle based on the qualifier Hidden 2. Let's see if it carries over to this map. Big accuracy drop for Antolin starting this one off.
Is traded by Crystal though. Pretty much everyone on the side of China for the most part. Z98 as well, not having the best of accuracy. Crystal with the early miss. Not gonna be too bad. Map is 3 minutes long, so early misses, especially at the first 100 combo, isn't gonna be the end of the world unless Japan four-ways this, which in all likelihood is probably not gonna. Oh my god!
Oh dear, that ain't good, is it? Z98 drops. That was a bit of a chain miss as well. And David... Sorry, not David. Milk Tea, actually, was the one who broke. David, the one holding the line for China at this stage. But we're a quarter of the way through the map, and we're looking at Japan, and they've not put a foot wrong. What can China do but watch and hope the Japanese side run into some issues in the next section of this map?
Luckily for China, this map is fairly consistently difficult, so there is an opportunity where Japan can drop all their combos at the same time, which is slightly happening. Stonebeam and Rikuima dropping. Crystal dropped earlier, though, so it's just David Q up against Adeline and Teachy. He's going to be keeping this lead actually pretty even. Slightly shifting over to China, but not by much as we approach the halfway point.
Yeah, it's a slight tug of the wire, but it's not massive. Something else is going to have to drop for Japan, and China's going to have to maintain their position as we approach the halfway point of this map. And across that margin, still looking for something to happen here. Japan are locking it down with those two combos, Teachy and Antolin. Really doing well here.
Missing on the square is Rikuima, unfortunate. That is one of the lowest combos on the side of Japan, so it will make China have this lead grow stronger in their favor, but it's not the worst thing that could have happened to Japan here.
Yeah, they'll still keep it very competitive at this stage, but Relying a lot. Stonebeam Antolin going down though. Two big combos dropped, and China now firmly in the driver's seat as they don't trade any of the TG.
Oh my god.
Gone as well.
That just immediately skyrocketed towards China immediately as those misses happened.
Unbelievable. The worst timing. Japan probably did have enough time to hold that lead.
It would have probably came down to the wire, I think, even with those combos from Adeline and Tichy, realistically speaking, but it's going to be David Q holding on to the FC in the ending stages of this map to give China their first point. No break points here.
Some breaks at the end for the Chinese roster, but not for David Q2, who brings home a complete full combo and nearly 3 million team score for China. Still actually really impressive stuff. Just had those earlier breaks that held them down for quite a long period of time, but really unfortunate for Japan. Up until that point, Antolin and Tichy were really doing some work for them.
Just like that, back tied to 1-1, both teams winning their first pick. We'll see if that consistently happens throughout the rest of this match. Be very fun. I've not seen a tiebreaker yet, so would be nice to see a custom tiebreaker, custom song played at the very least once in this weekend.
Yeah, it's a highly anticipated map as well. A bit aim focused as well, so I'd be curious to see which team kind of has the edge, as they both seem to be sort of 1-to-1 really on the aim maps at the moment.
Speaking of aim maps, we still got DT1 and FreeMod 1 available, both of those fairly consistent in terms of aim difficulty. DT1 has a bit of burst, granted, but
yeah, in terms of places that I think Japan want to lean into, I do think they want to lean into that DT1. I think it was one of their better scores consistently throughout the qualifier that they could probably outperform China on outside of the Nomad 1. There is also some Hard Rocks and stuff mixed in there, but it's a bit 50-50 depending on which run you compare it to.
I don't think Hard Rock 2 or DT1 would necessarily be bad picks for Japan here. Just looking at Rock qualifier results. We'll see which one they opt to go for. Time running out, so gonna have to get a pick soon. Yep, it's gonna be DT1. Your generic aim, double time pick, not AR9 DT, AR 8.5, so AR 10 after double time is applied. Couple bursts here and there at 260 BPM. I don't believe anything longer than 12 notes, though.
Yep, so just a bit of for a bit of a light bursting for this one. China performing very well on some of their DT1s. Krista in particular actually getting an FC in the qualifier DT1 on their very first run. So some danger to this pick, definitely for the Japanese side, but overall higher scores from their team on both runs really against the Chinese roster, so it should be a relatively safe pick, assuming everyone plays as expected. But again, there is still that danger with some of these Chinese roster members, and again, the difficulty is toned down a little bit, so consistency may be higher.
We'll be seeing Ledoux Fox come in on the side of China for the first time. I believe a newcomer to OWC this year. On the side of Japan, obviously, going to want to have Haga in for this, so Cena comes in on the side of Japan. we'll see how this goes. Double time one, Japan does win, if you look at the qualifier results, by a pretty decent margin, all things considered. So, on paper, should be a pretty decent pick for Japan here.
Yep, they should have. It'll be a challenge, but it should still be within their realm of possibility. So, out of the gate. Not really much in terms of accuracy advantages. It does look like Japan settled in a little quicker than China, but no early drops, so everyone well adjusted to this map. Already we're firing through this map at rapid speed. We're nearly a quarter way through already. And just increasing their lead off accuracy alone.
It's just Crystal really struggling right now. Everyone else in the lobby not really having that much of an issue. It's just that accuracy making the difference. Adeline drops. It's going to be giving the score lead back to China momentarily, with the 4-way FC still intact for them.
Low difficulty, consistency is overall higher, so a mistake is punished that much more. And so far, no trade for China. Really want to see that at some point if Japan are going to avoid dropping this pick to them.
I got some time.
There is some time.
Halfway through the map, only a 50k score lead, even with that drop from Adeline. So the accuracy doing a lot of heavy lifting on the side of Japan here. 99, high 99s nonetheless across the board for every FC right now. Meanwhile, China have a couple people below 99 right now. It will be gradually increasing in favor of China, but any one miss and that score lead is immediately shifting right on back.
Antolin with a great recovery so far. Back at the 500, so it will be punished if there is a miss from China, but that assumes there is one. We're into the last quarter already and we've not seen anything yet.
Sena missed on absolute air.
Oh, no.
That is actually unfortunate. I think that might actually just do it off that miss alone, since China is not trading that miss at all.
Nope, they didn't trade the first one. They haven't traded the second one. As we approach the end of the map, they have not dropped yet. Japan just a bit unlucky, but considering what they would have had to do, I think, to combat this is an incredible score for China on DC1. Are they actually going to four-way?
Yeah, looking at a 4-way FC, we saw Germany almost do it earlier with one slider break from Tim Kackner. We'll see. Oh, no! I jinxed it, and both of them miss! It's a tragedy. Crystal and Milk Tea. The worst possible outcome is them winning the map, but not FCing. Still going to be a break point for China, though. 4.5 million team score on that is beats Germany by 100k, which I believe is the number one score prior to that. So, very impressive showing from China on that. Japan as well. Not too bad on that, just unfortunate misses from two of their team members is really the only difference there, since China practically forward.
I'm glad at least I'm the one who set it up and then you're the one who knocked him down. I mean, you know, that works. It works.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It's alright. It's alright. You're very welcome. So, going over now. China with the advantage. And the opportunity to pick next. Curious to see whether they'll maybe try and bank on like that free mod potentially. Sort of pick into that hidden 2. So you're looking for something maybe that's a little dense focus. They're not. They're just going to go straight to speed.
Like I said, not too surprising. They got number 7 overall on DT2 and qualifiers, China. So them picking speed, I think, at some point in this match was kind of a given. I would not be surprised to see Nomad 2 as well. Probably picked after this, is my guess. For those unaware, DT2, this pool, Senya double time. Hope you like bursts, hope you like 230 BPM streams, because that's all this map is.
Yeah, again, it's as much of a skill check for this map as anything. Can you pull a 4-man roster to do this? If you can, great. If you can't, you're in a lot of trouble. Because you will struggle on this map. Because it doesn't really let up. Very stamina focused, so you can either do it or you can't. You potentially could get away with double tapping, but it's going to massively hurt your team score. So I'm curious to see if there's any struggle on the side of both China and Japan, and unsurprisingly, I think Crystal's decided to go on the bench for this one.
Yeah, Crystal, despite being the most veteran player of China, and just in general, having played across multiple different World Cups, actually, Catch World Cup player and winner, not the best speed player. So going to be sitting on the bench for this one for Dwagon. Or D-Wagon, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but...
I'll go with Dwagon.
It's quite cute, the way you say that, isn't it?
So I've seen some very good scores already off this map, so I have high hopes for these players to carry on that trend.
Once again, we kind of already mentioned, but Germany having a very solid team score on this as well, so we'll see if either of these teams can beat that.
Yeah, China look like they're in the prime position to do so, though. They've got the roster. But can they do it, or will they have an unfortunate last-minute... Never mind. It's gone. It's gone.
Well,
Sorry.
China is going to be the first one to miss. Dwagon with the early break there. And not traded by anyone on the side of Japan. Still in the early stages of this map, though. One of the longer double times at 3 minutes long. And oh my, okay. Z98 is gone, and Dwagon drops once again. Things not looking too good in the early stages for China here. Adeline does drop in response, but we're going to need a bit more than that.
Yeah, it slows down the Japan score lead a little bit. But they're still pulling through 3 full combos. So if they can just take that a little bit further, they'll be able to extend their score lead. Whereas China, they really can't afford anything at this point.
Also, I just realized Adeline is tap Xing, so I think he might have actually just gotten gapped by that slider by a misinput.
Oh no.
Tap X in tournament is so impressive. Like, I respect that massively, honestly. But for right now, all eyes on the entire team of Japan, even outside of Adeline, holding on to 3 FCs compared to the 2 on the side of China.
Forget TapX as a playstyle, but it really is impressive just to even look at and acknowledge that it's there. But to see it live play in tournament is something else. It has to be said.
Especially this well, too. Like, 98%, that's not that bad for TapX. Especially accuracy-wise. Usually you'd think TapX would give you an accuracy disadvantage, but no, not having any issues with it whatsoever here.
Still trying to hold on to their pick here, but...
That miss from Tichy could be huge. It's going to shift over to China now. Not by massive margins, but it is going to be getting there as Adeline drops massive accuracy on that. Not going to be the end of the world, though, as combo is king. Tichy drops once again. Dwagon trades it. Combos now pretty much equal from that. And I think Japan is going to have just enough time to maintain this lead. fairly consistently as we get to the ending here. Even with that miss from Teachy. It's going to be back-to-back breakpoints, 2-2 now.
They've locked it out and secured the counter breakpoint, keeping us 2-2 in this matchup. Very solid stuff from Japan, showing that they're not out of the speed DT woods yet, and punish China for thinking that way in this best of 9. So 2 picks left for both teams, and it will be Japan to kick us off once again, the third round of picks. But do they stick with DT? Do they just carry it on and work their way through?
Well, you only got one DT map left, which is Double Time 3. Actually, no, DT3 was banned, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Oh, of course it was.
Yeah, so Double Time is gone.
By them.
Double Time is gone. You don't have to worry about Double Time anymore. That mod pool is set and sailed. So for Japan, I think... I'm not too sure if they want to go Hard Rock 2 here. Maybe they'd be saving that for later, but that is still an option for them. They do very well on that. Outside of that, though, Nomad maybe? Maybe wanting to experiment with the Nomad a bit? Maybe Nomad 3, Nomad 4?
I mean, it really depends where they want their focus. I mean, if they're thinking precision is maybe their game, then there is also the Fremont 2 as well. It does have a finger control element to it, but they are going to opt to go with Hidden 1. Okay. Interesting choice.
I mean, it's a different style map from Hidden 2. I can see this pick working out. It's a Hidden tech map. A lot more straightforward than AR8 Hidden, I'd say. Fairly consistent in difficulty as well. So if you're good at tech, you're going to like this map most likely. Unless you really hate Hidden, which in that case, you're not going to like this map. In fact, you're probably going to hate it.
It's a very love-hate relationship, isn't it?
When the tech map is in the pool, but it's on the Hidden modification.
You love to see it, but also, yeah, it sucks.
It depends if you... It really depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, nonetheless, I think this is still a fairly toss-up pick between both of these teams, I think. I could go either way, really. And I think that's probably what we're going to be saying for most of the rest of the maps here. Even Hard Rock 2, which on paper favors Japan. It is precision, so it could go either way, basically by default.
Yeah, it really could. Everything does have its degree of risk at this stage, but that's what happens when you have two really closely seeded teams on substantially easier pool. We've not had that step back up to the quarterfinals level, so everyone is expected to be at least a little bit more consistent than what they showed at that stage.
We're finally going to be seeing Karumi in for one of these picks as well. Famed Blue Archive translator, comic translator. Thank you. So the first time in this match, we're also going to be seeing all the Lols in the match, as well as Crystal, obviously, the standard Chinese hidden player.
Yeah, so we're going to be just as locked in as the players are, trying to keep track of everyone and who they are. It's part of the job, unfortunately. So starting this off, we've got a nice slow intro. So good adjustment off that DT. Early miss, actually, coming from Milk Tea to start this off, but Stone going to be trading it up. But Crystal will also to reascend the overall advantage for Japan. A couple of traded misses again. As the rest of this light tech, Hidden 1 into the jumps we go.
This is definitely one of the harder maps to get into, really, and we're seeing that kind of in droves right now as we have still 3 FCs on the side of Japan. As soon as I say that, 2 FCs on the side of Japan, but no FCs on the side of China, which is the more important thing here. This is definitely, I'd probably say, more of a difficult map in the pool compared to some of the other ones, just because of the raw tech element alone, coupled with the fact that you're on hidden, makes this pretty tricky. Especially some of the flow aim segments that we saw a lot of chain misses on earlier. The flow aim on this is pretty brutal, all things considered. Even with all these misses, though, when all is said and done, still relatively close.
And now we're into the song drop portion of the map. Changes it up in variety a little bit. And there is Burgerfox down. Furumi. Common not going to be found there. Cena does drop the full combo.
Crystal trades it immediately after, though.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Got Milk Tea trying to hold alongside David, but looking pretty bleak for China as that score lead slowly starts to increase in favor of Japan, with Tichi absolutely going nuts, trying to make it through this nasty little section here.
There goes Milk Tea. It's gone. Everyone dies on that stream except Tichi and David Q. And this is a Tichi masterclass right now as we approach 2/3 of the way done. Single-handedly keeping Japan in this. And it's just those 2 big combos versus the world right now.
Again, nice little combo builder for both players here. Battle between the 2 of them, like you said, and then you got L4+1 against Crystal on the supports. Almost neck and neck there. There's 170k they've got to make up, so unless a break comes in from Tichi, there's nothing that the Chinese roster can do but watch. There's more breaks coming on both sides. Still favor Japan.
The thing about this lead, though, is as soon as Tichi misses, if he does miss, this lead is incredibly volatile and is going to pretty much immediately shift over. But fortunately, Tichi doesn't really care about that. He wants this point, and he is going to damn well secure it by any means he can.
Tichi and David on incredible accuracy for this map as well.
Yeah, that's an FC from Tichi, since there's not really anything to miss on in the ending here.
I didn't want to say it because he has already done it before today.
Nah, there's nothing to miss on here. I'm confident he can FC this.
Ooh.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Accuracy on that is actually kind of messed up too. From both of David Q and Tichi, honestly. 99.5 and 99.42. Those are messed up accuracies for this type of map. But overall, team consistency favoring Japan. Just a tad bit more there. But Tichi, obviously, the standout score there. Helping Japan secure their 3-2 lead as we get into China's next pick.
Good solid return to form for this Japanese roster. But now China have the board. I've got to find a couple of nice picks into a lot of no mods still available, from what I remember. So, and free mod of course as well. So I imagine that's mostly where they're going to be thinking for their next pick.
I mean, the only map that's available that isn't no mod or free mod at this point is Hard Rock 2, and I don't think China's going to be picking into that anytime soon, so...
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yep, there's the next speed pick, no mod 2. So still wanting to stick with that, despite losing DT2 earlier. A lot more bursty oriented on this one rather than stamina like DT2 was. There's a lot more focus on 5-note bursts here and a couple 8-note bursts here and there. But it's primarily just down to how well you can burst at 245-ish BPM.
It's It's the burst. It's also the snap aim as well for this map. It could be pretty brutal. I'm trying to tap some of this. Multiple bursts stacked up onto snap patterns, then go back into those bursts. It can be pretty brutal to consistently hit. But it is mostly a burst check. But you do have some nasty kick sliders as well.
The fabled wooting check.
The wooting check, we love it.
That is what I'm calling this from now on. I imagine we'll be seeing pretty much the identical rosters from DT2 for both of these teams here. Xena going to be coming in, who did not play in DT2, but will be playing on this one. More manageable for him, I imagine, since it's more burst-oriented, which he's very good at.
Same roster for China.
Also worth mentioning, I did mention earlier, I already forgot his name. I'm so sorry, oh my god. I mentioned earlier, Adeline was Mouse X, I believe, or Tap X. Xena as well is Mouse X, so also worth paying attention to that. These guys, Japan in general is just cracked. I don't know how they manage it. They're messed up.
They're just built slightly different. They're majorly different. But yeah, for one Tap X player to another, Antoline swapping out from DT2 for Xena on this Nomad 2. I think someone's not skipping the intro. That's based, honestly.
That's no skip Saturday. Or Sunday, I guess, if you're in Australia. In some parts of Australia, at least.
So, kicking things off. Good accuracies out the gate. Japan with a slightly better start. Oh, I did notice actually there was an early break from Z98.
That's the only difference right now. SS's from Dwagon, Milk Tea, and YMD currently. 1x100s from pretty much all the other FCs. So accuracy is across the board right now very high. It's just that one miss. Finally do get him trade on that one miss. Rikuima dropping. It's going to be given the lead to China here, but volatile lead, all things considered. Act drop, but unfortunately, oh, okay, that gets a bit interesting. Sakaban and Stonebeam drop, but those were the drops that Japan already had. One of the FCs now, David Q, is gone on the side of China, so 2 FCs to 2 now. We're going to need to see one of the other FCs on the side of China drop, though, in order for that to really matter too much. Just like that. Just like that.
It goes down. It goes. Crystal now the last one to hold on for the Chinese roster, but that score margin's not going over as quickly as I think we would like to see. But another break from David will definitely help that along. But there's still 2 full combos for Japan. Teachy, Alpha +1.
If we see, I think, either of those combos on the Chinese side drop during this last part here, this is going to immediately skyrocket over to Japan. But for now, I think they'll just barely fight it off as soon as those combos don't miss.
Stonebeam missing as well, really not helping things along, but it's not going over quick enough despite having the combo lead. And there's the ending of the map.
Yeah, we needed to see one of those massive recovery combos from either Kurumi or the FC from Crystal drop at the very end there in order for it to get pretty close. 2 FCs on the side of Japan, so fairly strong performance from them, all things considered. Just overall team consistency, once again, beating out individual performances there. China now having the last pick, up 4-3.
And it was just a spitting image of what we saw in the qualifier results. It wasn't by much, but it was just enough. And unfortunately, Japan couldn't quite overcome it. So they're going to be relying on being able to beat out whatever China can throw at them in this next pick. The final pick of this matchup is for China. So will it be Nomad 4? Or will it be something from Fremont?
I think Hard Rock 2 is completely off the table at this point.
If they pick it,
if I see China pick Hard Rock 2, I'm just going to shut up for the rest of the match.
I mean, we've been proven wrong once already today. It wouldn't surprise me, but it would make me very sad to see this.
I'm fairly confident in my prediction there. Unless China just doesn't want to hear me and they'll pick it, but, you know. I do think most likely we'll probably be saying, I think Fremont 1 or Fremont 3 here from China. Probably Fremont 3.
Yeah, Fremont 1's very much more dense, focused mapping. It's RLs.
Okay, well, I'm muting.
Oh, it's been fun, Fire. It's been a pleasure, my friend. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? Hard Rock 2. It's tech aim control mixed in with slider precision. Real unique artist. This is Igloo Ghost. For those that have never heard this is Bug Thief. Igloo Ghost is known for very unique rhythms, and the map follows it to a T. You've got lots of slider precision, and it's neat. You know, you've got a lot of aim control needed as well, and there are some snapping elements, but a lot of it is quite overlapped very, very well. So this is why we kind of picked it to be a very Japan kind of favored map. It's, you know, it's very precision aim control focus, which is something they showed off really, really well in, you know, maps like the Nomad 1 and things. But again, we also saw China ban out Hard Rock 1, which was the more surprising thing. And again, that was more of a consistency focused map, but it's still surprising to see them ban a Hard Rock map and then pick into the other Hard Rock map, which is why we're very, very confused.
Hey guys, I'm back. What did I miss? I can't wait for China to pick something that isn't Hard Rock 2. Oh wait, my fault. I know I said I would mute for the rest of the match, but I do not want to. I don't want to leave Demarche hanging like this, so I'm sorry.
I had it, man. I had it. It was fine.
You were going to do it? Okay, let me just mute again. No worries. No, pretty surprising to see this picked. Just in general, like, Precision as the last pick is definitely a bit questionable for either team, really, just because your nerves are going to be skyrocketing right now as China tries to desperately close out the last point here, or Japan bringing it to tiebreaker. I'm very surprised to see this being played at all. This map, though, such a fun map. This map is so good. It's a tech-oriented Precision CS 6.5 map, and it is sublime.
I can confidently say I actually found Igloo Ghost before I ever found Osu, and there were never any maps for Igloo Ghost, and I'm so glad to finally see something on this scale, because Igloo Ghost songs are just awesome, and the whole album that this is from is more of this, and it's just awesome.
I think we have only the loved set for this song, as far as I know. No actual ranked version of this, so hopefully Flask decides to go for ranked, because this map, quite frankly, deserves rank. This is so good. But enough about the map. Let's talk about the players. And right now, Teachy with an early break. A lot of those early, a lot of these early breaks, I'm telling you, Precision is very hard to get accustomed to in these early stages of the pick. You have to focus pretty hard. right now that is not working out too well for Japan, as China holding on to their 4-way FC at the moment.
Yeah, again, there is some slider tracking to this map as well, which with the precision element can cause some volatility, but Chinese roster doing very well as YMD goes down as well. The stone's gone as well for Japan. It's just Sabakan holding on to anything for Japan. And China's going to need a full reset to even give Japan a chance to come back into this map.
This is actually kind of crazy from China, I'm not going to lie. Holding on to 4-way FC at this point in the map is kind of messed up, actually. Halfway through.
I think they've done this just to spite us, because we said they wouldn't do it.
They wanted to spite me more than anything, I think. Milk Tea and David Q are going to be dropping, and Z98, but it's just not going to be enough at this point. 500. Actually, wait. This could get a bit interesting if Crystal drops, actually.
It's
Sabakan.
Crystal, you're asking Crystal to drop. Come on.
It's not likely, but there is a chance. Sabakan's still holding on to the FC. Stonebeam just unfortunately not able to get a recovery combo right now, but Teachy and YMD holding on to their own. I just don't think there's enough time left if Crystal keeps holding on to this.
Crystal doing the work for China, holding down the fort and saying you can't come past. Doesn't get caught out on the slider. Milk Tea does, though.
Yeah, not much you can do.
Unless a break comes in right now.
No.
This ending section, but it's too calm.
2024 OWC. And it's going to be Japan sent to the losers bracket as China wins the match 5-3 off of Crystal Hard Rock FC on the last map. Sabakan as well. Hard Rock FC, not to be downplayed at all, but just unfortunately not enough to take on the overall team score of China. No tiebreaker, unfortunately.
Denied again this weekend.
With that said, Sabakan does want to showcase it, so we'll see if we can maybe at least get a showcase here, if China agrees to it. They don't have to.
We will wait for an official response from production on that tiebreaker. But congratulations, of course, to China. They go 3-1 in OWC victories against Japan.
I've been told by staff that we do not do tiebreaker showcases on stream, so they will just play tiebreaker by themselves if they want to, unfortunately. Still got plenty of matches, so it's not entirely over. It's not entirely over. We can still see the tiebreaker played at least some point. We got more matches coming to you today, in fact. I completely closed the schedule on my end. We have, in about an hour, Canada versus Kazakhstan. Going to be coming on the mainstream, and then immediately after that, hour later, 18 UTC, we have Romania versus Brazil and Poland versus Ukraine at the same time, and that's going to do it for the matches today. But for now, we have a bit of an hour break. That's going to be it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been Fiery Rage and Demarsh. We'll see you guys in an hour.
stick, chain, gold watch. No ice, no ice, no ice. Motherfucker, get money. No ice, no ice, no ice. Big chain, gold watch. No ice, no ice.